Hello there, and we are live. See, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's a little bit late, and the FA Cup is going on right now. So, of course, there won't be many people, but of course, many people will be watching the show later on. So, see, guys, I have a special guest today, on the big Guns 4 Premier League show today. But first of all, I'd like to introduce first Craig Matthews. Craig Matthews, you're welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Thank you again. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, I'm sure. Also, Weezer is also in the background. Is just trying to fix up his connection issues. He'll be back very very soon. And of course, making his debut on the show today. This guy. I just want him to just do his introduction on his own. Our guest, please just introduce yourself, bro.
Hi, I'm
Good
Jared
and
of
honest.
the Fantasy Pavilion YouTube channel. My channel, what we do, we focus on fantasy sports. So we cover
Mm.
FPL, UCL. We did AFCON, we did the World Cup. We also do F1. Formula One is resuming this Sunday. So we have a few shows coming up on that. We also do fantasy cricket. So anything that has a fantasy aspect, we cover it all. And yeah, Fantasy Pavilion, that's what we do.
Yeah.
And thanks for
Big
having me,
ups.
man.
Yeah, big ups, Jared, man. I've seen you do your thing, man. I just wanted to come and have a little bit of a nickel with the boys, just like how Ivan Tony was always having a nickel with the boys, when he came to play Arsenal before we put them in their place at the time. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah,
Where's that? You're welcome to the show, man. Wizard's connection is not good. Uh, Wizard, are you there? Yeah, Wizards connection is really not good. But we'll just carry on with the show. See, Arsenal have a big match coming up
hmm
tomorrow against Everton. Craig Matthews, you take a lead on this one, yeah. What should we do? What should we expect tomorrow in the
They're
evening?
gonna be they're gonna do the same thing they did to us 2 weeks ago. We played them, or 3 weeks ago. We played them. They're gonna have 11 behind the ball, and they're gonna just like have the strong midfielder like they had last game. So the only
Mm,
way we're gonna have to be able to break them down, like move the ball quicker and break them down. That's the way we're gonna beat them. That's the way to beat them. Move the ball quicker, beat them. Quick 1-2s in the box, good movement, and
mm.
then take shots against the keeper, test him early.
Yeah, exactly. But Jared, what do you
Yeah,
think? Just give us a preamble. What you think about that game that should be coming up tomorrow?
sure.
Arsenal versus Everton, and
Well,
we're at the carpet, right? We're at home.
so just to take it back quickly, when we were going away to them, I was terrified because of course our history going there, going to Goodison Park. But they come into us. I'm not as frightened, and they have been found out in recent games. They have not been as
Mm,
rigid as they
mm,
were since playing us. They have been the results have been on the decline. And as the other coach rightfully said, if we could get the movement a little quicker and break them down a little quicker, get the ball in behind much quicker, I can
yeah.
see us, maybe scoring a little more than 1-0 than our past results, right? I'm confident for this game, but it is a very big game. This is a huge game, and I'm hoping that we can see it out and keep the pressure on City.
See, see, the pressure on City is a different ball game entirely. Yeah,
hmm
we'll talk about that one. That's a big one. But Craig Matthews, yeah, see, Sean Dyche. Do you think that this guy's charm that he had when he came to the football club, just that initial kick when a manager just comes into a football club and that magic is there. Lots of players want to be on his good books and try to just catch this guy, to catch his fantasy, so that they could register their gameplay in his mind. Do you think that magic is still with Everton in this game, or do you think it's faded away and they'll come to meet something different at the Emirates?
I feel like the game they played against us, it was a new manager, so that new manager vibe. Everyone wants to impress the manager and try and win the match for him and try and get minutes and all on the pitch. But now the last couple of games have kind of been found out a little bit, so teams are kind of working out how to play against them. And I think like tomorrow, hopefully we should get the 3 points if we just do the game plan that Arteta wants to do, and then we should
Yeah.
win the game.
Yeah. Oh, see, we have a question, from the Assemble. The Assemble asks this, It says, do you believe we need the win, the next 3 games, to have a good chance of winning the league? Jared,
Mm.
I'll
Yeah.
allow you have a kick on that one.
No, but certainly, we have to keep winning. That's the main thing. We have to keep winning. Nothing, not even a draw right now. Once we keep winning and we use the advantage of the game in hand, things could
Mhm.
happen. But of course, we're not getting carried away. Plenty games to play. But yes, we have to keep we have to win the next 3 games just to keep us just to keep things afloat, keep us where we are right now on top. But definitely have to win the next 3 games. But of course, first and foremost, we have to beat Everton. We don't want to get carried away. Let's take care of
Mm.
Everton, and then of course we move from there.
What are the big dangers, Craig, that Everton presents to us
Mm.
tomorrow? Like, what should we be watching out for tomorrow? You saw how they came to the Emirates. You saw how they played. No, sorry, at Goodison Park, at the blue side of Goodison Park in Scotland. Yeah, see. You saw how they kept low blocks. You saw how they doubled up on our wide players. So our width, players coming from the width no go area, they blocked everywhere. The totally outmarked and manhandled Martin Odegaard. And trust me, that's our plan A. We'll make use of Saka, we'll make use of Martinelli. We try to create spaces and try to create legitimate chances from those areas. And while doing that, Odegaard is just there trying to spray lots of passes around. But of course, with that low block and with the doubling on our wide players, you saw what they did. So, what are the dangers that comes with that tomorrow's matchup? Do you think it will still be the same gameplay, or do you think it will be tweaked in any way? Of course, the Emirates is more bigger and far more wider than Goodison Park is. So, do you think these dynamics actually will affect that matchup tomorrow?
I think the only thing we have to watch out for tomorrow is the set pieces, because the last time they beat us on a set piece, that's how they scored their goals, a set piece. So I thought we have to be careful from corners, like make sure everyone's marking. They're good headers of the ball, like Tarkowski who scored the winner, and
Yeah.
make sure the try and avoid giving too many crosses away and free kicks away in dangerous areas. I would say, because
Mm,
they got quite a lot of tall players in their team. Like Onana's over 6 foot,
Mhm.
Tarkowski's good in the air. They've got some good
mm.
players who are good in the air. So try and keep them away from our goal as possible, because Ramsdale's not the tallest goalkeeper. So try and avoid giving too many set pieces away, I would say, and that's how we can win the game tomorrow.
Yeah, but again, see, same thing for you, Craig. Yeah, see, is it just the set piece we should be worried about? Craig, I'm talking to you. Is it
Yeah.
this the set piece we should be worried about come tomorrow, or the general gameplay, how they stifle our players,
Mhm.
that low block? Like, aren't we
I,
going
f-
to look into
mm,
that area too?
I thought, if, as I said before, I feel like if we play our normal game and play the ball quicker at home, like we have the whole 60,000 Arsenal fans will be cheering us on. So if we can play the game quick, pass the ball quick, and go part like just annihilate them in the first half and get as much goals as possible, I think it should be
Mm,
fine. I think the last
mm,
game we played against them were very slow.
mm,
Every time we got the ball, Saka was getting doubled up, and I think if
Mhm.
we
yeah.
have to just be very quick and
Mm,
don't give them any time on the ball, and like try and stop their better players, the midfield players like Onana and the other guys. Well, just try and not give them too much time
Too
on the
much
ball.
chance, yeah, time on
Yeah.
the ball.
Mm.
Gerald, do you agree with what
Yeah.
Craig said? About that matchup. And again, should we be worried about more dynamics? Into that game, apart from the set pieces, apart from the powerhouse or Nana, and is there any other thing we should be watching out for in that game?
Yeah, definitely the set pieces, of course. You have Tarkovsky, even have Connor Cody as well. He did come up with an odd goal, so those are some dangerous aspects of their game. But I think the key thing for us, I think, if Martinelli starts, we have to try and provide a link up play for him. Since Jesus has
Mm,
been out, there's no one playing with him. Zinchenko cuts in too early, he doesn't go down to the corner with him and do that 1-2, and that's what Martinelli strives on. So if we could do
yeah.
something like that, something to catch them off guard, because we've been doing the same thing over and over. I mean, Ateta tried something different against Leicester,
Mm,
paid
mm,
off. So we definitely, but I think at home, now that the Emirates is pumping and roaring and the crowd is behind the team, I think that is
mm,
a big difference. We've seen
mm,
it. We've seen it. So
mm,
I again, those factors I think will play to our advantage, and we could just and they are going to sit back and we could pile on the pressure, and I think we'll break them down. Let them get distracted with Saka. Now we have Jorginho, we have Odegaard, we have Matt, we
mm,
have other contributors now scoring goals, and Chenko might pop up with another worldie. You never know.
mm,
Because if Saka was our only goal scorer, then I would have been fearful. But we have other guys
fearful.
now that are not afraid of taking the shot on. Because when last have we seen Arsenal players in the last 5 years take some shots out of the box, just test the keeper. So if we could do things like that, let them have a feeling with Saka. Saka will pull up three of their defenders and provide some space for us. I think that could help us in getting out a
Mm.
big result tomorrow.
A big result tomorrow. Yeah, see, you just talked about Saka. Yeah, I'll give you a double on this one, Jarrod. Uh,
Sure.
Saka hasn't signed a new contract with the football club, but
Mm.
again, we got information from the Daily Mail. I think either. Uh, on Sunday or either on Sunday or Monday, there was this report that came out and they said that, you know what, yeah, Saka has actually agreed in principle to sign a new
Mhm.
deal at
Right.
Arsenal Football Club. But what is taking this guy such a long time to actually sign or resign for the football club that he grew up with? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
why the delay, in signing that deal?
Well, I'm wondering if it's the usual dilemma, if it's the agent or whoever's advising him on the
Mm,
side, probably telling them, well, secure the Champions League, put yourself up there, and then you could, because if he is the reason that we secure Champions League, he can now probably negotiate something else, something differently. It's always something in the works that we never understand, these agents. But I think right now, maybe just trying to focus on the football, maybe trying not to get that, Obama Young syndrome, when they sign contracts, things just happen. I don't know. He's just trying to focus on his football. But that news, I hope it is true, because I did see the article where there was some, of course, pre discussions, and he says he's agreeing on principle. But I think for now we're just trying to focus on the football and keep his head out of that realm for now. Just trying to stay focused. But hopefully, I would love him to stay. I really would love him to stay.
BX Gunner 81 says, yeah, the agent money. See,
Mm-hmm.
Craig
Mm-hmm.
Matthews, take a second on that question. Why hasn't Saka actually resign with the football club? Like me, if I grew up at the Emirates, if I grew up at Arsenal, was in the academy, they gave me a chance and everything like that. If they're throwing a deal at me, immediately I'll be jumping on that deal. I'll be signing that deal. I would say, you know what? Yeah, I love this football club. I want to stay here. Give me that deal. I would sign it right here, right now. Why do you think you've heard what our big friend here said? Jared said, do you second to what he said, or do you look at it from a little bit of a more different dynamic than how Jared's looking at it?
I agree with what Jared has to say. Sometimes, like with contracts, like obviously Saka's an international player. He played in the World Cup, played in the Euros. Maybe he's
Mm-hmm.
looking at saying, "Well, I've been at Arsenal for how long now? want to play in the Champions League. I want to win trophies. I want to see if Arsenal gonna like match my ambition, kind of thing. So he wants to. We are currently we are doing well in the league. So hopefully we can win the league this season. That can show that we're committed to. And I want to see what kind of players are going to bring in as well. I would say, and it could be the agent as well saying to him, "Well, if Arsenal don't do this and that, we can go to Man City. We can go to Liverpool. They can offer us Champions League football." It always comes down to money. It's not always about money. It's always about like success and what trophies and all that. So you have to look at it like, what's the best option for the agent looking to the player? What's the best deal for my player? What's going to be for his future? What's going to happen? But I feel it's just stay at Arsenal. He's an Arsenal boy. He's grew through the academy. Like stay with us, and hopefully they can build a team around him because he's still young. He's only like 21, so they can build a team around him and get some quality players in once you get Champions League football next season, and start trying to aim to try win the Champions League in the future. So yeah.
But well, of course, this Champions League issue, Jared, chime in on that because you didn't actually look into that area of the Champions League. Do you think in Saka's head right now it's playing like a tape? I want Champions League football, and would you kind of like? Okay, if he says, if he comes out now and say, you know what, I want Champions League football, and let's say, for instance, Arsenal wasn't going to the Champions League this year, maybe next year, maybe we're not going for the Champions League. Would Saka be correct in saying, I'm not signing a new deal because I want to play Champions League? Put that in perspective because of course, he grew up at the football club. We've done a lot for this kid. So what do you think? Will it be in his own right to say, I'm Arsenal, I want to live?
It'll be 50-50. It'll be fair because, I mean, he's done so much. And, of course, as Craig rightfully said, at his age, we have to look at his resume. World Cup, Euro final, right? And, of course, literally having Arsenal on his back. How much clutch goals has he scored first, to keep us even in the same title race that we're in. Now, of course, as fans, we would like for him to at least hold on, sign the contract, we get Champions League football, we improve the squad, and then, as you rightly said, build the squad around him. So I think if he could at least, the fair thing at least for both parties will be if he could hold on, sign on, we continue up, we see out the league, whether that means we come second or first, so of course guaranteeing Champions League football. He gets back on that big stage now, and of course we improve recruitment, and I think that's a win-win for everyone. But if he's to leave prematurely, I think it'll be a little harsh. It'll be a bit harsh because of the trajectory that we're on. We're on the right trajectory. And he's a young player. He has enough time to get the Real Madrid and the Barca and the Munich. He has time. He has time. He could leave a legacy here at Arsenal, probably get a statue before he goes. You never know.
Goes, right? I like that one, man. You're cooking, bro. Let's go into this issue of Jorginho because, because I really want to, the three of us. I'm sorry, Wiz's connection is bad. It would have been nice to have him on the show, but maybe he has given up on the connection. Maybe he'll probably join us on Friday. Shout out to you, my brother Wiz. Obviously you will join us later on. Craig and Jared, it's this issue of Jorginho. I am shocked because what we were being sold, like what we're being told about Jorginho, and of course with how he has been playing for Chelsea Football Club, maybe not playing per se because he's always on the bench for the good part of 1 year, but this guy came into Arsenal Football Club and he's churning out the performances. I'm sorry. I know that they gave Odegaard the man of the match in our last. But you know what? I think Jorginho is in with a shout of that man of the match performance. The way this guy has seamlessly got into that Arsenal team, playing with them, he has leadership qualities with him. The way he engages players, when there's a breakage, a stoppage, he's always there shouting out instructions at players, telling them what to do, letting them know how they could, how they could position themselves. And that's what you want from an older player. That's what you want from a leader in a team. Jared, take us through what you feel about Jorginho since he's come to the football club. Do you see him starting before Thomas Partey in our next match against Everton?
Well, I think it's only fair on form right now. And either way, that'll be win-win first. Having Partey to come on or Partey to start, Jorginho to come on. That's great
Mm,
depth. That's something we've been crying out for. Of
mm,
course, when Jorginho was first announced to the club, because he was a Chelsea reject again, of course, we all went uproar. Fair, and that was fair. That was very fair. All Arsenal fans have a right to feel that way because
to
you've
feel
not
that way.
got it right so far, right? Of
Mm,
any of these Chelsea assets that we've acquired, none of them really, all right?
true,
So,
true.
but to be fair, I think I think because I think we did him more of a favor in the sense that we reignited a fire in him because, of course, he was not looking that hot with Chelsea because, of course, not getting
Mm,
the minutes. But
yeah,
since now we're on the trajectory that we are on, Arteta is fresh, the players around him, Zinchenko, Saka, Martinelli, I think we've ignited or reignited that spark. That spark we'd have seen when he used to play with Italy, when he was on that
mm,
Ballon d'Or and that kind of, I think
yeah,
and the passion the players have right now and the mission that we on, I think that it marries well with his experience and he
mm,
knows how to win and eke out some big performances. And he doesn't have to
mm.
do much. He just has to intercept and get the quick guys around him to that's it. Put the ball to them. That's
No,
it. His job
just
is
give them
not
the
hard.
ball.
And he's been doing it exceptionally well so far. So I'm very pleased and surprised. Very pleased. Very, very
Mm,
pleased.
mm. Okay, then in that second, because that question had a part B also,
Yeah.
will you be putting that guy in our next match against Everton? Big ups to Mama Flossie who's in the house. Mama Flossie, we love you. Big ups, Mama Flossie. She says, evening, guys. Mama
Evening,
Flossie
evening,
is a
evening.
member of this channel. Big ups to you, Mama Flossie. We love you. Yeah, so Jared, you were saying something.
Yeah, I will
Wizard,
definitely. I will
Wizard.
start him. I will start
Okay.
him. I will start him. I will start him. I
Okay,
will start him. Only
Jared has just
because
see. Jared is looking for trouble, yeah.
no, hear me out.
You're
Hear me
looking
out.
for trouble now, yeah.
Hear
You
me
know
out. Base.
we have Wizard here, we have Craig Matthews. I don't think they would agree to Jorginho starting
No.
in that match.
Well,
I don't know.
to be fair, and it's the
Mm,
same example that I give. If they play the way that they play and they're gonna double up on Saka and maybe double
mm.
up on Martinelli, who do you want coming through the middle, emerging through the middle with the ball, taking a shot? You want Partey or you want Jorginho? All
Guys
right.
in the chat, yeah. Guys in the chat. Big ups to you, TJ. TJ, real one. Is a real one. TJ, big ups to you, man. My guy. It's been nice to have you on the show very soon. Mama Flossie, big ups to you. MUFC Global, big up to you. The Assembled, big ups to you. Everyone in the chat, yeah. Do you want Jorginho to be in that matchup tomorrow, or do you want Thomas Partey to be in that matchup tomorrow? Please, guys, just give us what you think about that. Yeah. See. Craig Matthews. Before I bring in Weezer, if his connection is okay, Craig, you've heard what Jared said. He's looking for trouble, right? Keeping Partey on the bench. He's looking for trouble, right? Am I in the right space here, Craig Matthews?
No, you got a point, but like with Parsley had been out for the last injured for the 2 games or 3 games that we was injured, and Jorginho came in and stepped up and did a good job. So obviously you want to start the players who've been in form all season, but if Jorginho's been in good form, it'd be kind of in a way like you kind of dropped him and then he done a good job for us, and then Partey's not fully fit, and it takes him a while to get back into full rhythm again after injuries. When he gets injured, he doesn't.
Mm,
When he comes back from injury, he's not really the same Partey straight away. It takes him like 2 or 3 games to
Mhm.
get back into the
mm.
full rhythm
Get
again.
back
So
into
would
to
you
shape.
want to would you want to risk that against Everton tomorrow with their strong with their Onanas against Onana or whoever they're playing midfield? That's the only issue I would say.
Hmm. So you will start Jorginho.
Well, he's in
Oh my
form.
god.
He's in
Oh
form.
my god. Oh my god. This is the reason why these clubs don't take goodness
Well,
seriously. Yeah. When this guy came, all of us were cursing and questioning our lot as Arsenal fans. And right here, right now, Craig and Jarrod, I'll come to Weezer. You guys are literally saying Thomas Partey should be on the bench. See, let me remind you guys, yeah, Thomas Partey, without him this season, we haven't won any matchup this season. In all matches that we've played without him, we've lost those games.
hmm.
So whether he's not 100%, whether he's 70%, 50%, we've lost all those games. The game against Manchester United, the game against Man City wasn't really that, totally okay. Of course, we lost that matchup. The game against Everton, I think he played in the first half. He hobbled off in the second half of that game too, went off, that game collapsed totally. So in all these games that we've played this season that we've lost, Thomas Partey is not there. So no Thomas Partey, no party for us. Weezer, are you the voice of reason? Are you the voice of reason? I'm sorry your connection has been messing up, but scratch that, bruv. Just do it anyway it comes out, bruv. What do you think? Jorginho, should he start that matchup against Everton with the Onanas and the Tarkowskis, who are ready to really cause damage to us, literal damage to us? Or do you think we should just go in with Jorginho, who Jarrod, and of course Craig Matthews, I've said that we should go on with. Your mic. Your mic. It's still the same. The audio. I think his audio is bad. There's no audio there
No,
at
not hearing
all.
you now.
It's me. It's me. It's me. It's still me. Probably maybe you could log in, test it and re-log in again. Weezer. But see, yeah, we're still in this topic. We're still in
Mhm,
this topic of this Jorginho. Yeah, Jared, I don't 100% buy it that Jorginho should start. I like how he's played this season, but I don't just buy it.
Now, you mentioned some, of course, without party, we seem to capitulate. But the recent games, the two recent games, was that down to just no party, or was that down to some tactics where we were just doing the same thing over and over, not trying something fresh?
Mm,
And Jorginho was brought in to do a job. And look what we did against Leicester, high flying Leicester. Now, of course, Leicester having some mixed form, but
mm,
thankfully they didn't have Madison, right? I mean, that's a different a point altogether. But we did
yeah.
well. We put out a grinding tough away because we've lost our last few away games. Not lost, sorry, but had some difficult away games. And we've come now and won a vital some vital 3 points away. But
Mm,
again, as Craig rightfully said, do you want to risk Party for deep? Next thing Party comes now, and then is months for him to come back. Jesus is on his way. I would love a full complement of players
mm.
for that March run, the end of March run into April run. So let's rest him. We could bring him on if need be, just to see out the
If
game,
need be,
let him get
right?
his 5 minutes fitness. But I agree with Craig. For now, we have Jorginho, the other guys are firing. Trossard looking very good. Let's keep what we have for now, and wait till we have the full complement of players, and then we could go back to the original squad. I don't want to risk Party anymore. We still have Europa
Risk
League
party
coming up.
right now.
Yeah, we still
Mm.
have people other games coming up. So let's give him a 10 minutes just to see his fitness, test it out, and go from there. That's
And go from
my
there.
that's my stand.
That's your stand. Weezer, come in here if your audio is good. Can you hear me, Weezer?
Hmm.
It's still nah. It's the same thing, same thing. I'm sorry, Wizard man. I know he really wants to talk about this issue, but yeah, man. I think you have to remove your headphone and just talk normally to your computer. Yeah, Wizard, are you there? No, we can't. We can't even hear at all. Totally at all. I think he has a bad connection. Yeah. Craig Matthews. Because I want us to move away from this Jorginho issue, but I'm not totally convinced that Jorginho should just play the whole thing out. Because okay, look at this. See, yeah, Jared. This is the main reason. Yeah, Jorginho is having good performances right now. Yeah. But I don't want in the summer, I don't want Arsenal to come out and say we're not going to get Rice because Jorginho
Mm,
is playing quite well. And
right.
mind you, this guy's in his 30s. Because you see, we all know our football club. We know how they
Hmm.
roll.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
if they find out that Jorginho is quite good, and they say, "Oh, this guy still has 7 more
Yeah.
years to play," and then we'll have another Mesut Ozil in our hands on how to get him out of the football club in the next 2 seasons when everything totally crashes. So
Hmm.
this is what I'm trying to avoid with the football club. Uh, do you think, Craig Matthews? Do you think that we're jumping the gun right here with Jorginho? Do you think we should still give him more time to actually evaluate his performances with everything that's going on?
When it's on the 18-month contract, so I don't think we should give them. I feel like we should just like give them the minutes we're giving now, and then still go for an upgrade in the summer. Because we definitely need an upgrade in midfield in the summer. Because Jack is getting
Mm,
old. Partey's
mm,
injury can't be relying on him a lot in matches.
Hmm.
He
yeah.
breaks down a lot, and
Hmm.
it would be good to get someone like a Declan Rice or someone or Caicedo from Brighton, a young, powerful
Hmm.
midfielder who
A
can,
young, powerful, bad tackling player in the middle of
Hmm.
the
yeah.
park. Mm,
Mm, I
mm.
thought,
Yeah. Wizard, are you back with us?
I hope so. I hope so. Can you hear me?
Wizard, the devil will not win today, bruv. You must talk today. Not today. Wizard,
Yeah.
talk to these people, man, and put the devil to shame, man.
So first of all, to go back to what you were saying about Jorginho,
Mm,
yeah, I agree. Partey is very injury prone. Still a lot of games to play. There's a lot of Europa League games to play. It's going to be coming thick and fast. The
mm,
best thing is, just like we've done with Jesus,
mm.
let him take his time. So when he's back for the foreseeable future instead
Oh
of
my
back for
God.
one
So
or
you're for
two games
Jorginho. Oh my
and then
God.
back and
Oh,
then
you're
back on the
shameless
bench.
now, bro. We Goonies are shameless now. Oh my God. We're shameless now. Okay, good and
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. We can't risk it. We can't risk it. It's a
No.
big
Mm,
risk.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but we do
mm.
have to win this game in hand. We do have to win this game in hand.
But again, how do you see this game going? Because you were not here when other people were talking about everything.
It's going to be a midfield battle, so that's why I mean I would put Partey in there, but I feel like he's more at risk of getting in a game like this because they're coming to our grounds, so they know they're
Mm,
not at home, so it's going to be a battle. And Jorginho is experienced. He hasn't got the legs. He's not really that physical, but we'd hope passing forward, breaking the lines, coming in between the
mm,
lines, having the time on the ball, creating his own space as well to make those magical passes happen. That's what we're looking from
mm,
him tomorrow, and the whole team's just gonna have to dig in defensively.
Yeah.
TJ says, yeah, Jorginho needs to start if Thomas Partey isn't 100%. But the thing there, does anyone have any information if Thomas Partey is 100% already? Do you think he's 100%? Does anyone
No,
have
No.
that information?
I think they've said they're gonna assess
Bec-
him.
Because he's never been 100%, right? He's never been 100% for the football club.
True.
Yeah, yeah. So what? But okay, see the striker positioning right now.
Mm.
Let's go into that. Yeah.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh, uh, Jared, I'll start with you, our special guest. Jared Pavilion. See, Jared, Eddie Nketiah was talked in the bench in the last matchup, yeah? Do you rate Eddie Nketiah? Because I don't know your own football philosophy when it
Right.
comes to Arsenal. I know that you're an ardent Gunner fan, but I don't know what's your stand with this Eddie Nketiah issue. What's your stand with this Eddie Nketiah issue? Take us through what you thought about Mikel Arteta keeping Eddie Nketiah, on the bench, bringing in a Trossard, and of course you did see, you can't deny it. You did see the interchangeability between these two players when they played in the last match. The way they're switching sides, the way how mobile they were at the time, and of course that lovely Trossard goal that was ripped away from us from that VAR and from this corrupt referees in the league. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I was always a supporter of Eddie. He's a striker. He's not mobile. He's not going to be
Mm,
finesse. He's a proper striker. And we have to say, when Gabriel Jesus got injured, of course, I know I can say all of us had our head in our hands. All of us,
mm,
right? Every last Guna was ready to run to the hills. But Eddie came in, he did a job, and well, sadly, in recent games, the well has dried up a little bit. And to
yeah.
me, if Eddie does not score, there's nothing else he adds. Now, it's nothing bad on him. Because if Jesus
Mm,
does not score, at least Jesus is mobile. He could beat three defenders. He will link up with Martinelli well. And then we know something will go on from there, right? He at least
yeah.
adds that mobility and he's agile, he's quick. But Eddie just tackles the ball. He just chases the ball. So he has the problems that he provides to the defenders, but that's it. If there's no ball in and about to cause the trouble, then Eddie is just pulling maybe one defender or maybe distracting the goalie, but that's it. Eddie does. He's not mobile. He's not going to run to
Mm,
Martinelli, link up with
mm,
Martinelli. You know what I mean? He's not.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
must say, recently he has been trying to drop deep and win the ball, trying to run. He's trying to change his game. So he's trying to add some diversity to his game. But for
mm.
now, I back him. He's what we have right now. And I think he has enough credit in the bank, at least for me, the way that he started when he took over for Jesus. Because we cannot deny his goals kept us where we are right now, right?
Yeah,
Right? We can't deny that.
but again, Jared, that goal was just it's 2 in 7 games. See, scoring against Manchester United can only buy you time, for some time. And,
I
and
agree.
and
I
I'm
agree.
sorry he spent that time. I hate to be the bearer of rough news
He's
down here, but I'm sorry, man. He doesn't offer us anything up front.
No, no,
He's not mobile enough. He doesn't interchange between the
no.
wings. Just look at how Trossard was interchanging with Gabriel Martinelli. And for once, see, we were all criticizing. Remember, Weezer and Craig Matthews in our show, we were actually criticizing Gabriel Martinelli uh, about his mobility, what's happening. He's not scoring goals. His head is not in the game. But see, even you guys here would agree with me that in the game against Leicester City, he came alive. He came alive. And
Yeah.
it took the putting of Eddie Nketiah on the bench
Hmm.
for,
yeah.
for, for the whole
Yeah.
thing to
No,
light
but
up.
yeah.
Wizard, what do you have to say? Do you have faith in Eddie Nketiah? I'm sorry for me, I don't have faith in Eddie Nketiah. I think he should sit on the bench and allow these guys, have a little bit of a nickel and run with the boys. What do you think?
Yeah, we touched on it the other day. I mean, he's a young player. He's never really had a run in a team like this. Gunning for a title. He's never been under this type of pressure.
Your audio is bad. Your audio.
Again,
It's Yeah, it's screeching. It's screeching. It's screeching. Yeah, do go
better.
off and come back on. No, it's still the
Uh,
same. It's
uh,
still the same. Craig Matthews, what do you have to say, man? You heard that question, right?
I agree with what Wiz got to say. Like, it's Nketiah's first season as a starting striker. 'Cause obviously, all the times at Arsenal before, he's always on the bench. He'll come on for like 20 minutes here and there or whatever. He won't get a lot of minutes. So, to be honest with you, he's done a great job for us so far since when Jesus got injured, I was very worried. So how are we going to win matches without Jesus?
Yeah.
And I feel that like he's done a good job for us so far. He's taken us as far as he could so far, and I think maybe the last couple of games you can see he looks tired. He doesn't look. He doesn't look. He hasn't really. You know what I mean? So to be fair, you got to give him credit. He had. If he was, he's not really an established pro. Like he's played like over 50 games for Arsenal, 100 games for Arsenal. He only played. I don't know how many games he's played for the last 2 seasons, but he hasn't played a lot of games. So he's done a job for us. So we have to be given credit where credit is due. If we win the league this season, you have to give him that. He scored a crucial goal against United that won us a game. So you have to give him. You have to give him that credit there. To be honest.
Okay. Yeah, you want to say
Okay,
yeah,
but if you want to be really truly about it, like is he an elite striker?
No.
Nah. Is he a good backup striker?
Yeah.
He'll do a job for as a backup striker. He's done a good job as a backup striker for what we have this season. So yeah.
But see, Jared and Craig, even as a backup striker, for me it's a no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. See, it's not just there's this thing about strikers that I like here. I don't like this normal. See, the gameplay in the Premiership has changed. As a static striker, you would not see anything unless you have a team, or unless you're in a team like in Man City, where they could literally just hand you over the ball like Haaland, would look like. Even Haaland per se is not your normal, lanky kind of player that would, just kind of like move around. Sometimes it's static, it moves like a robot at times.
Yeah.
But again, he makes those, those dashing runs. He makes those challenges, even if he's not that mobile. It's not much of a mobile kind of player. He's also a goal poacher. Also, if you have that kind of a striker, it's good and okay. But see, Man City have Haaland starting up for them. And as a backup striker, look at who they have. Jay Alvarez, Julian Alvarez, won the World Cup, Argentinian international, comes in, starts scoring goals. See, that guy next season, he might really give Haaland a good chase and a good run for his money. Now, that's what I want in a backup striker. But for Eddie Nketiah, for anyone to tell me that Eddie Nketiah deserves to be a backup striker in this football club, I'm sorry, we have to have a rethink. I think we need a more mobile striker. We need to go into the market, bring in a more mobile striker. We should be looking, even if you want a goal poacher, we should be looking at Vlahovic. From Juventus. Juventus will want to flog him off. Right now they're in financial crisis. We can go in there and get him. See, for some reason, Ivan Toney is having all these charges leveled against him, but Mania is coming in for Brentford and scoring goals. Go get that guy, and let all those charges go away. Do it magically, get it off, man. These are the kind of strikers that we do need. Do you want to tell me that, Jared, wouldn't you like an Ivan Toney in our football club?
No. See, what you're saying is a whole different topic. Okay? That's future. Right? We just talking about for now, right now, for the stakes that we are at and we are facing. Challenging City, because remember, let's be real. At the start of the season in August, this was not in the ball, the crystal ball. We just wanted Champions League. We'd have taken 4th place. If anyone told us you're gonna be challenging City for the league, up till March you'll be first, we'd have bite their hand off and say, well, stop talking nonsense. But for Eddie, his young, because look at Eddie's history, he has been up and down, topsy-turvy. So for Eddie to come in on a very freak injury or an unexpected injury on our main striker, because the team was bare bones, we had no depth. So that's why we're giving him the credit for him to come and step up in that high pressure, high octane environment to keep us level and above with City, right? I mean, that's why we give him credit. But of course, in the summer, we should move on from him and of course recruit differently. That's a whole different topic. But I'm just discussing for the league right now for what he has done. There's a little credit in the bank for me. And we can't do much. We are bare bones right now, bare bones. And I give credit to Arteta for bringing in Trossard and switching it, because this is the first time Arteta has done something different. And I applaud him for that. I applaud him for that. He has done. And as you rightfully say, static strikers are suffering. Look at Antonio. Mikel Antonio is a prime example.
Exactly.
Example of now. You're seeing that is a prime example.
Yeah.
Maybe a little competition. Look what Danny Ings did. He came on and scored Brace Antonio. So maybe a little the swapperoo with Trossard might build his confidence, and you never know. But we have to play to his strength. You mentioned Haaland. If Haaland does not get a particular type of service, Haaland suffers. So it
suffers,
happens.
right?
It happens. But of course, for future, no, not for the future.
The future, no. Jess Collins is in the chat, yeah. This guy, yeah, an Arsenal fan since 1967. I'm part of his group down there on Instagram. Great guy, lovely guy, Jazz. He just had a show. Every gunner should, go listen to this guy. Great guy. Craig Matthews, you've heard what he just said about Eddie Nketiah. But again, let's move out from Eddie Nketiah, yeah. Let's go into Trossard and how his game kind of like will be a defining kind of like player for us in that Everton game, yeah. See, he didn't really play in that Everton game, yeah. I think before he came on in that game, it was like maybe in the 70th minute or so. He didn't really have game time in that Everton matchup, yeah. Craig, what do you see in Trossard, mostly with the matches that he's played already? What do you see in Trossard's game that you think that, okay, this guy is going to come in and create something in that matchup against Everton at the Emirates? What indicates you about this guy when he's going to come on tomorrow?
I feel like every time he plays, he has a massive impact on the game. He had a massive when he came on his debut against United. He set up Zinchenko across the wall and gets to score. So every game he played, he played well against Man City as well in the cup game where we lost. He played very well in the FA Cup game. So I feel like since he's come to Arsenal, he's been putting in the good effort and he's been putting in he's been showing the impact. I thought he was very unlucky not to start more matches than he's played so far. So that's due to because Arteta didn't want to change the front foot. They want to change it up from Martinelli, Nketiah or Saka. So, but I feel like he deserved this chance to start matches now. So and that will make competition stronger as well. Everyone will have to fight for their position on the pitch now. Nobody's guaranteed to start in that front three. In that front three now, so everyone has to like maybe only Saka can.
Maybe only Saka can have a shout, the constant shirt.
But the other two have to fight for the shirt now. Nketiah and Martinelli have to fight for the shirt because he's pushing both of them to start every game. And you need that. Every top club needs a good substitute or good like rotational players that can come in and start or come off the bench. So you do need that in your squad so that can show that if Manchester has to rest the player, a next player can jump in and do the impact that another player would have done if he was starting. So you need that. You need healthy competitions is important in football, especially in Premier League. So
yeah. Big up to everyone who is in the chat. Endsman TV is a Liverpool fan, great guy to work with. Also, guys, go subscribe to that guy's channel. Guys, also follow Jess Collins. Also, great person, great personality. Also, Jess Collins. Go and subscribe to his channel, Arsenal History and more. TJ is in the chat. He says Martinelli up front until Jesus is back for the rest of the season. Eddie can start in Europa. Maybe Eddie is brutal. See, even in Europa League, man. I'm sorry. Jared, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna play with Eddie Nketiah in the Europa, man, because this is our only shot. Jared, this question will go to you. This is our only shot in the dark. For a trophy.
If things correct.
Yeah. If we get out of the Europa League right now, There's no more that we kiss trophy goodbye this season unless the Premiership title. Are you
Of course.
confident that we should be playing our second string side in the Europa League, or we should be playing our first team? Like, just just respect ourselves, put up our big hands, respect Arsenal Football Club, and go with our first 11 and play those games at the Europa League. Or do you think that we should mix it up a little bit?
Yeah.
Maybe we should start introducing someone like Kieran Tierney back
Right.
into the team,
Right.
giving him a
Right.
run out in that team,
Right.
giving someone like Tommy Yasu a legitimate
Mm-hmm.
chance in
Mm-hmm.
that team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Switch the old thing up a little bit and freshen the old thing up a little bit. Bring in someone like Kivior maybe to just help
Yeah.
out in the
Mm-hmm.
dining minutes of some of those games. What do you think? Should we be going? Should we be going in a very thick fashion when we go into the Europa League games? What do you think?
I've been pondering on this since last week when I saw we got sports in Lisbon. For me, no, as I said before, being in the position where we are now in the league was unexpected, right? It was not planned, obviously. Of course, you want to win the league, but the game plan was top 4 and recruit for next season. But we already there. I think we should try and push for the league. And I'm confident based on the run of games that we have right now. So I'm not underestimating Sporting. But I think based on the hungerness that I've seen from Vera and the other
Mm,
guys that are waiting in the wings, I think should be enough. But maybe we mix it a little bit because we cannot afford any injury. We'd love to see how this run that we have in the league right now. I'll prioritize the league, honestly. But because we don't want to risk any more injuries because that's now another setback. And then we win
mm,
nothing, right? We could kiss both goodbye. So I think for me, we could mix it a little bit. As I said before, Jesus is coming back. Party is mending at the moment. I say we put these second string guys in and go fit ham with them, push really hard with them. I think they could do a job, depending on the opposition. Of course, if we bunks up bigger
mm,
names, well, of course, we go for it and we put a big team on paper. But for now, I am comfortable. As Rafi said, give Kiro a chance. We have
mm,
Tomiyasu, we have
mm.
Vera. Yeah, give those guys a chance, let them run out
Give them
and
a chance, yeah?
yeah, yeah.
Good and okay. The same question goes to you, Craig Matthews, here. Are you confident with Edin Ketia leading the line? For me, I know my answer. The answer is no, I don't want him there. But are you okay with Edin Ketia leading the line? Are you okay with us introducing Fabio Vieira into those games in the Europa League? Are you okay with, giving Tomiyasu a little bit of a run out in those games too? And again, this forgotten guy, Kieran Tierney. Mind you, Jared, you have to talk about Kieran Tierney also,
Of course.
because this is one guy we've left out from our team shit, and it's becoming disgraceful the way we're handling that guy right now. But Craig Matthews, what do you think? Are you confident that Arsenal should be going with a mixed kind of squad in the Europa League, or should we just go with our first 11, win these games, and just forget about that Europa League? Like, okay, let's win the first one with our first 11 and just chill. What do you think?
I feel like, well, the thing is, because you got players like Smith Rowe that's come back from injury. Like, you need to give these guys need to give given minutes. They can't be sitting on the bench every week and not coming on. So you need to give them
Yeah.
game time. Tierney hasn't played for almost a month now, so
Mm,
you need to give them minutes. And Tomiyasu is an international player, so you need to give these players minutes. You got Vieira. We bought him for big money in the summer. So these guys, we bought them for reasons. If you're not gonna play them, so we might as well just give them the minutes and play them. I thought
mm,
we'd play them, and I know you're saying about the Nketiah playing in the Europa League, but if Jesus is fit and he's match fitness, you could always rotate. You could play half each. So you might need to get Jesus might be good for the Europa League coming back when he gets fit.
yeah,
Give him
coming
minutes in the
back,
Europa
right?
League. Yeah, give him minutes in the Europa League to get him match sharp. So even Partey's not fully fit.
Yeah.
Give him the Europa League games and get his sharpness up in the Europa League game. So that's where he did well with Atletico. He won with Atletico. He did very well in that competition. So you would want to give players like that the minutes just to and experience as well, because he's won it before. So he's got the experience and the minutes to help the team cross the line. But if you think about the Premier League as well, if we're going for the league, I'm in the Europa League, I'm going to get further in the competition. It's going to be very difficult playing Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday. So
Mhm.
you are going to need the squad. You're going to need the whole squad and the whole team to contribute from time to time. There might be some games Xhaka gets rested, some games Zinchenko gets rested. So that's why you need to get Tierney, get some minutes to Tierney's legs. So if Zinchenko needs to be rested, you can bring Tierney and you can do a job for the team. So you need the reserve players in the squad to be playing. So you need that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, but again, yeah, see, uh, we go with with that idea that okay, we need to shuffle the whole thing, and then Jared is going to you, yeah, and then okay, Mikel Arteta says okay, good and all right, I'll bring in Tomiyasu, and then Tomiyasu comes on and passes the ball to Kevin De Bruyne, who goes and, and scores a goal. So, so, so do you understand if he says, you know what? I think I'll go with the guys that I trust, to keep going in the Premiership. I don't think I have the luxury of bringing in maybe someone like a Tomiyasu who would go and pass the ball to maybe this time I'll be Onana in an empty net. Of course, Ramsdale, his form has been dwindling for some time now, but uh, uh, what do you think, Gerard? Just second what Craig have already said, and take us through what you think about that too. Should it be a gradual process, or should it be like let's test them out in the Europa League before we can bring them into our main intention for this season, which is the Premiership title? What do you
Well, I
think about?
think to answer that, I think we have to ask ourselves, what do we want the most? I think if it is that we want, as we are already there,
Hmm.
challenging for the league, right? Do
Hmm.
we want to go full pelt for the league, or are we just comfortable with okay, second, let's City overtake, and at least we won the Europa League? If it is that we're happy with that, then fine, we go full pelt, the full 11 in the Europa League, and whatever happens in the league happens in the league. But I don't want to be another Newcastle, because Newcastle dipped in form a bit and now they're out of the top four. We could easily just fall right out of the top four if we are dipping in form because we're chasing something else, with the full 11. And we've seen what the matches have been doing to the players. Their legs are going. Some of them are tired,
Hmm.
right? It's because there's a lot of football these guys are playing. It's hard, especially where the other teams now chasing us. So I think
Hmm.
we should mix it. We should rotate it. We should do a Arsene Wenger. Wenger used to just go to these cup games and a whole different squad. But I have confidence in some of them. Yes, Tommy also made that very terrible mistake. Yes, it was terrible. But again, these guys, as I say, are senior internationals, and I'm
Hmm.
confident in what they could bring to the fold, to the 11 in a Europa League. Because again, the defense that they're gonna meet are not the defenses that we are meeting weekly in the Premier League. I'm not underestimating or bad mountain teams, but they're not gonna meet some rigid defenders. It might be easier to break them down with the kind of players that we have in the second
Hmm.
team. And as
Hmm.
Craig rightly said, ESR, right? We have these guys to come on, and we know dynamic he could be with some minutes under his belt. And again, if these guys can get the confidence in the Europa League, you never know when we need them in the last 10 minutes or the last 5 minutes to see out a game in the Premier League. They come out
Hmm.
and they do a job, and that's what we need. We need these benches to be able to have it ready and turned on for the last 5 minutes in the Premier League. So I think we should give them the chance in the Europa League. And
Yeah.
again, thankfully, it's not a tough team that we're facing, right? Of
Hmm.
course, Tottenham are a very solid team. They have pedigree in this competition, but
Yeah.
I'm confident. I'm confident in the team. I'm confident in the second guys. I am.
Confident in the second, guys. Okay. Good and okay. Craig, before we go into our last question for this stream, before we go, see, I want you to look at Ramsdale.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This guy came into the football club, yeah. And it came in, with lots of criticisms around him, surrounding him, and why we went to get that kind of player. Of course, that got a team relegated. Probably, maybe not just in any way, but in a disastrous way. The team, left the Premiership at the time, and for us to bring him into Arsenal Football Club. A club with such history, and bringing in a goalkeeper that at the time we just felt he doesn't have the experience to actually be the number one goalkeeper in our football club. Good and okay, we bring him, we embrace him, and of course, Arsenal fans, we did show this guy love. We love him, his passion, and how he galvanizes the team, and most of all, how he helps the team transition from the back.
Mhm.
His distribution, it's very, very, very good. At least start of the league, yeah, start of
Mm.
the season, yeah, it was quite good. Mostly with those distribution, but this at the second half of the season, it's been one calamity to the other. Maybe not a total calamity, but his displays hasn't really been convincing, in it, Craig.
I understand where you're coming from. Like he's a good shot stopper. I remember that save he made against Leicester last season, that free kick from Maddison, it was going right in the top corner, and the way how he saved it was a very good save. I feel that when it comes to crosses, he's not very good in crosses from corners. Set pieces, he's not good for set pieces. He always tries to jump and he misses the ball. I mean, he did that against United when Martinez scored. He tried to jump and punch the ball, and then the guy Martinez scooped the head and went over Gabriel's head and it went in the net. So he's got. But other from that, he's very good at like passing the ball out from like short. Like he gets the ball, he can pass it out short, and he can do all the press. He can do all that kind of thing, sweeper keeper kind of thing they call it now. But other from that, like I feel that when it comes to set pieces, he's very shit. I worry when we have a set piece and he's in goal because he just worries me a lot when it comes to that. But we've got a good backup goalkeeper in Matt Turner. Like he's a good USA international, played in the World Cup. So if it comes to a stage where we need to make a change, then
to make a change, we can think about Turner, right? Yeah. Okay. We're just going to do our predictions for the game tomorrow, and probably maybe our first 11. So let's look at our first 11. Who should start in the goalkeeper's position for us? Jared, of course.
Yeah, well, Ramsey, can't go Ramsey, can't go Ramsey, put Rams,
yeah. Our defense line, Craig.
Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko.
Okay, so you're not going to give Kirianteni a run out tomorrow?
Maybe in the second half. If it's to close the game out, I'll give him a run out in the second half. I don't think he's played enough. He hasn't played a lot of minutes recently to start tomorrow. That's the only problem. And you don't want to bring him into a game where if it goes wrong, and hopefully it doesn't go wrong, but if it goes wrong, then we're going to be here next week blaming him, saying, "Oh, why did you play him? He made a mistake." You know, like happened with Tomiyasu when you play against Man City. So he didn't play well, and then he gave away the goal, and then everyone was like, "Oh, look what Tomiyasu did." So you'd rather stick with the players that have been playing so far. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Jared, what would be your midfield pairings for that game?
Well, I mean, we go with Jorginho, of course, Xhaka, of course. Yeah, Jorginho, Xhaka has to start. Yeah, Jorginho, Xhaka. If, of course, and Partey could give us a cameo last 5 minutes.
Last 5 minutes. Yeah. But do you, Jared, do you agree with Craig about this Zinchenko issue? Do you think he would give us enough, or do you think Riantani should be given, a run out?
Now, given how important this game is and what Zinchenko brings, now we have at least 3 leaders, 3 winners, 3. We have guys that have won competitions, won titles, and Zinchenko. I love the energy that he brings. He yells, he lifts up the ante of the players, and this is a game we have. It's a must win, must win, and I want someone like him there on the field with us. Tierney, I have no problem with Tierney, but not right now, especially where he has not been match fit and the players might target him. Sean Dyche might say, "Okay, guys, that's his side to target," and whipping some. McNeil might switch on that side, something funny. So I
Yeah.
rather that we have Zinchenko on, and not just for what he brings with the ball, but what he brings to in terms of the confidence and reason the players. Each of the players look like they really want to play for the badge, especially when he's on. And he was decent as captain. He was very good as captain.
Yeah.
And I say we slap back the armband on him as captain
Hmm.
for this game as well. Yeah.
Wizard, come in there, yeah. Of course, we're just naming our 11 before we go.
Yeah.
Do you want to see Kylian Tierney come back to that team in any way? Should he be starting in that game tomorrow? Should Zinchenko be given a rest tomorrow also? What dynamics are you looking at?
I'm a fair believer in keep it as it is. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And clearly, this season, Zinchenko's been the man to go to. Obviously, giving us the extra man in midfield as well, which is the way Arteta likes to play. So me, I'd keep it the same. I'd play the same team that started on Saturday.
Okay, the same, no changes.
No changes. Trossard back up front with Martinelli back on the left.
So you're not sympathetic towards what Kylian Tierney is facing at the football club right now.
Do you know what it is? He's very injury prone, and when someone's injury prone like that, you need players that can come in and produce. And I'm sorry, but obviously Zinchenko's coming from Man City. Yeah, you remember we only really bought 2 players, which was Zinchenko, Jesus. Obviously, Odegaard came back, but obviously Saliba is playing, but obviously he was on loan. But obviously, it's really Zinchenko and Jesus coming from Man City, bringing that winning mentality, that winning spirit. Everyone's seen the comments of Zinchenko saying to the guys, "Look, we need to focus on trying to win the Premier League," and everyone's looking at him like he's crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's coming with a winning mentality. And look, tomorrow is the 1st of March. We're top of the league.
Still top of the league, yeah. 1st of March, yeah.
Still top of
Because
the league.
all these pundits everywhere, they're all saying, wait till match, they will fall off. Well, till 1st of March, we're still.
Do you know what it is?
Leaders, bro.
As Arsenal fans, we're always talking about game in hand.
Game in hand. Tomorrow is that game in hand, right?
We need to do the business
exactly.
tomorrow. No less than 3 points.
Exactly. Jared, please just restate that midfield that you want in that game tomorrow.
Yeah, so I was saying, Jorginho, Xhaka, of course, as the defensive pivot, and of course Jorginho could have free reign to try and occupy any spaces. I agree with what we said. I will stick with the same 11 that played against Leicester. I will stick with the same 11 that played against Leicester. Same 11. I have no problem with that.
Okay. Wizard, just give us our strike partnerships in our front three, that'll be playing tomorrow.
Yeah, so Saka, Trossard up front, and Martinelli back on his wing, man. Doing his business.
Back on his wing, doing his business.
Change him with Trossard, because, And we need an early goal. We need an early goal because they're going to sit back, 2 banks of 4, and defend. We need to come out and get an early goal so they have no choice but to play football.
Interesting. I also think too. I also think we should do that too. Predictions for the game, Craig. Predictions.
3-0.
Cooking.
Yeah, Big Craig.
Big Craig cooking, man. Are you serious? We're barely managing to beat the teams 1-0, guy. Yeah. And bro.
Well, we're at home, so I'm expecting goals. So
Yeah,
we're at home, but man. This team just beat us like a couple of weeks. I think was it a week ago, and we saw how they played. So that 3-0, okay, good. It's your opinion. I'm not saying anything. Jared.
Well, I thought I
That
was
one
going to
is-
be. I thought I was going to be the daredevil because I was going to say 2-0. Right? I thought yeah, I think we could comfortably do 2-0. I think don't forget this is we are playing at home, right? That was a
Mm,
first game, Goodison Park, manager bounce, everything, and Sean Dyche had his players that he accustomed with from Burnley, so he was able to get them gathered and ready for that game. And we have a
mm.
bogey. That's our bogey side when we play in away, but home we slap them up. I'm not afraid of them this round, especially as Emirates being the fortress that has been recently. Yeah, 2-0. 2-0.
2-0. Okay, good. It's good we clipped it so that when next you come back to the show, we just play it for you, man. Weezer, the big Weezer. Weezer, what do you think, man?
Um, in my head, I'm thinking 2-1, but my heart is telling me 2-0. But it's going to take a very, you know what it is, we can't give them a lot of set plays. We can't give them a lot of corners. We can't give them a lot of free kicks because that's what they're going to be dependent on.
Yeah, of course. So you're going with what score then now?
I'm going to go with my heart, and I'm going to go with 2-0.
2-0.
2-0, yeah. We kept a clean sheet
2-0.
on Saturday. I'm hoping we can keep
Yes.
another clean sheet.
Okay. Anyway, I'm going with 2-1.
Okay.
I think it will be a difficult game. To be a difficult one. Sean Dyche has Mikel Arteta's number, I think, and it's gonna be a tough one. They're gonna come play the same tactics that they played the last time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Try and catch
But
us, on the break. And again, they have very strong players in the middle of the park.
Mm-hmm.
They'll try
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
target Odegaard and ruffle him a little bit because these teams know that when you come to the Emirate, just target three players, target Saka, keep three men on him or two men on him that would choke him and choke Martinelli and also rough handle Martin Odegaard. You can get points if you do that to Arsenal. You can genuinely hurt them and make their plan A just go out the window when you tackle these three players, with intensity again, let's see what's going to happen. I think it's going to be a very, very tough one, man. Going to be a tough one because they'll be fired up for it. They're just coming out from a defeat and they'll be looking at Arsenal like, you know what? Yeah, let we fancy our chances against Arsenal. We just bit
definitely,
them up.
but we've
Yeah,
got
we
to
have
turn
the
up.
blueprint. Yeah, we have the blueprint on how to beat them. Let's go and let's have a go. That's how I feel they would be coming into that matchup. They won't come with that mentality of losers. They will come with the mentality of, we've gotten one over these guys. Let's see if we could, let's have a go. So they will have a go in the first 20, 30 minutes. Uh, but it's very, very important. Someone said something here about scoring a goal first. That will prompt them to actually throw their whole game plan away. So if we can be able to get that early goal in the first 20 minutes, like we've been doing to teams in the first half of this season. Go in the first half,
Yeah,
make a good, have a good performance in the first 20, 15, 20 minutes, score a goal and allow them to throw their game, get it out the window and just, get your stuff in. Craig Matthews, shout out your channel, man. We're about to go.
87.uk.
Mm, mm. Weezer, shout out your channel and we can find you. And we
yeah.
pray that by
So,
Friday you can get your stuff sorted out, bro.
sorry, I apologize. I don't know what happened, but yeah, you can catch me at Fan Nation TV, all one word on Instagram, and Fan Nation TV, all one word on YouTube as well.
Okay. Even right now, your audio is still so bad. It looks like a robot is talking to us or an AI is talking to us, but but no props, man. No props, man. Yeah, no, this stuff they happen at times, See, thank you very much, Jared, man, from Fantasy Pavilion, man. Thank you so much. God bless you. You know how we just, chopped it up on Instagram, and
Yeah.
you were like, okay, just gonna, pop in and see what, see what's gonna happen with the boys. So thank you for coming to the show. And of course, this debut is a very, very lovely debut here, man. So obviously, me and the crew would like to, have you here as a special guest one of these days to, and on my other shows, you can also pop into, so to be a big pleasure. Please shout out your channel, man.
Yes, I just want to say thanks for having me, man. And of course, I'm from Trinidad, so big up all the Trinidad Gunners, right? Arsenal's a very big love club here in Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, you can find me at Fantasy Pavilion, Instagram and YouTube and Twitter. Fantasy Pavilion. Thanks for having me again, guys. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. And then everyone who joined us today, Jess Collins who joined us today, TJ who joined us today, MUFC Global who joined us today, DWTT, shout out to you, man. Mama Flossie was also here, Dr. BBC Wanko, big ups to you. Everyone that joined us today, Alfred Rod, at the time podcast, big ups to everyone. And, join me tomorrow as me and Ryan Maguire will be having the watch along for Arsenal versus Everton tomorrow. So, that's a big one. And guys, you're also welcome to, pop in and, come in and go out, from the show. I'll send you guys the StreamYard link tomorrow. So if anyone wants to pop in, just have a good shout about the goal or something or anything that will happen tomorrow. I'll send that StreamYard link. So come on, you gooders, man. Let's see, yeah, guys. Let's keep the pressure on Manchester City. Big ups to you guys. Thank you, everyone, man.